Guys doing? I just got out of the Batman, and this is gonna be my non-spoiler review. I think people might ask the question, why I'm planning on doing a spoiler review, uh, and a non-spoiler review, and I didn't do the same for Spider-Man. I just did a spoiler review. I think because there's a couple reasons. First of all, I care more about the Batman than I do Spider-Man No Way Home. I was not someone who thought the movie would be very good. Also, I knew that Spider-Man was gonna like blow up the box office like right away just because people were blinded by the fact that these characters I like will show up. So I didn't really show any real care. And then there's also just the fact that this movie is a detective noir movie. Like spoiling things would really ruin the experience, you know. So I don't really want to do that. But yeah, I mean, and that's just not me trying to like be disrespectful to No Way Home. I'm just trying to say like I don't know. I just care more, and this is just how I choose to do things. So let's get into this movie. I'm also just going to talk about my experience for a couple reasons. First of all, I watched this in a different theater than I normally do, and I watched it in IMAX, and I'd never seen a movie in IMAX, and probably won't ever again. Uh, but let's talk about this. I guess we'll just talk about my experience. So I went to a theater in a mall, and I usually don't like going to theaters and malls, and here's why. Since it's connected to a mall, you're more likely to get people who are disrespectful in the movie theater. And and what I mean by that is because basically you'll have a lot of teenagers who are there with their friends at the mall, and then they'll say, "Oh, let's go to the movies." It'll be like a spontaneous thing. And then they're just rude because well, they're out hanging out with their friends. They're not really there to watch a movie, and that's kind of what's going on. So I don't like theaters and malls for that reason. But nevertheless, I went to this one because they were the only IMAX screening, and I wanted to see this early for you guys, and I just really wanted to see the movie just in general. Like even if I wasn't reviewing it, I'd be watching this movie, right? Anyways, um, I it was a really nice theater. I went in there, and they actually designed their lobby to really reflect the Batman. So like they had their cardboard standees, and they were actually spray painted with like "riddle me this" or something like, and they had question marks all over them. That was really cool. See, it was one of those times where I work in a movie theater, and I'm noticing a theater is doing a better job at promoting a movie than we are, and it's just kind of funny. But yeah, and then they were giving out free comic books. This is the one I got. Love the artwork there. I mean, you got the Penguin there, Oswald Cobblepot. You know, you got the little Riddler there. You got Batman. You got Catwoman, and then you got the little bat there, which is actually kind of interesting. Won't say much about that, but yeah. I mean, then you just get some. Now this is just see it. It says Batman: The Long Halloween #1 Special Edition. If you don't know, this movie is very much based on that comic. That's all I'm gonna say in this review. I won't spoil what that exactly means. But if you read the Long Halloween Batman story, you kind of know somewhat what to expect with this movie. But yeah, so I don't know if every screening's gonna give this out or is it just IMAX or whatever. I wasn't told at work if we're giving these out this weekend when we show Batman, but I guess I'll just find out this weekend. Um, I know we're giving out posters at work and stuff, so I'm definitely gonna snag a poster, probably put it up somewhere on my wall. But yeah, I that was cool. So I sat in my seat, watched this movie in IMAX. Um, Very surprised they didn't have previews. They actually started a countdown clock, started the movie. So it started 20 minutes late, but that was just to get people time to get in there. Then the movie started, and I didn't like it in IMAX because it's not like I couldn't see the appeal, but what it was I have to sit in the handicap row, right? I have a wheelchair, I can't like sit up high, so I'm sitting in the handicap row, and my eyes are burning, and I have a headache because I'm sitting too close to the screen, and it's obviously not made that so that you should sit that close, like it's just not made for that. So that's why I'll probably never go back to IMAX. It's not that it was like a negative experience right, or like that I wouldn't recommend it for other people. No, it sucks or whatever. No, no, no. It's nothing like that. It's just more so that like the way I watch movies, being in the handicap row, does not allow for me to watch movies in IMAX like that. It's very uncomfortable. It hurts my eyes, and it's just no. But nevertheless, let's get into this movie. Um, First of all, one thing I will note, people, that might caution a lot of people is this: people might be cautioned by the length. This is 2 hours and 56 minutes, counting credits. Does it earn the length? Absolutely. First of all, this movie is very much a detective noir movie, and a lot of the scenes are very slowly paced, so you can take in the visuals and the scenery and some of the cinematography. This is one of the first Batman movies that I could say the cinematography looks gorgeous. Um, and the scenery looks awesome and all that. But a lot of that is because the camera slows down, shows you some shots. It also helps you to get in Batman's head and psyche and reflect on what he's feeling because there isn't a lot of Bruce Wayne in this movie, and that's not really a spoiler, to be honest. I mean, some people might take it as one, but realistically, that how could that even ruin your experience? I don't see how that could. But so it's mostly a Batman movie. I mean, there's Bruce Wayne in it, of course, but it's mostly a Batman movie, and it's about him investigating the Riddler and trying to figure out who this guy is and why he's killing all these people that seem to have all these connections, and it may involve him in some way. And so, like, you're watching it, and but the length and how slow the pacing it really allows you to get in his head and psyche without Batman needing to do much or say anything in this movie. There are some scenes where Batman only says like maybe 10 words, but it just like everything he's thinking when he's just looking at something, when he's just that kind of thing, like that kind of feeling. And I really like that. The score to this movie is great. The Batman theme itself, which is already on YouTube and you listen to it, fantastic. I love the score. It's probably my favorite Batman score. um, the other performances are great from, I forget the actress's name who's played Catwoman, but she actually was someone I was worried about. I wasn't crazy about the design of her costume, but when I actually saw it in motion and the performance, hell yeah, I freaking love Catwoman in this movie. Um, Oswald Colin Farrell is like Oswald, aka the Penguin. Fucking phenomenal. He's creepy as hell, and you don't even notice it's him. He's funny when he needs to be. He's creepy when he needs to be. Perfect for the Penguin. Um, and then you have Rob Pattinson as Batman, who is just perfect. He is just now my favorite Batman, just straight up perfect in this movie. The Yeah, Alfred was really great in this movie. Really enjoyed his role in this movie, though I had a couple issues with it that I will kind of talk about in a spoiler video, but it's nothing major. But he was still really good. These are more like nitpicky things that I'm talking about, so don't worry about that. Um, Paul Dano as the Riddler was really good, very creepy. Yeah, this movie definitely pushes the boundaries of like a PG-13. But I think it wasn't so much that they were trying to push the rating. I think it was more so like I think a lot of like the Riddler's killings are not on screen, but they're conceptually really creepy and violent, and I think that adds something that you're not like in a rated R movie. They just show you the killing, but I really like actually not seeing it and just it being implied what's happening because I really feel like it made the Riddler creepier in this movie, and I really enjoyed that aspect quite a bit. I also really enjoyed um, just 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 the pacing of it. Like I said, just really good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all the positives I have to say about it. It's just a really solid Batman movie. It's my favorite Batman movie ever made, which going in I thought it would be, and going out, hell yeah, it is. It is the best Batman movie ever made. I think it perfectly embodies what I want out of a Batman movie, which is a movie that as much as I like the Christopher Nolan movies, I always felt like they were Christopher Nolan's Batman and not just Batman, where they were trying to ignore the goofier elements of the comic books and just be more serious. This feels like it's embracing the serious side and the goofy side of the comics in a film that feels really well put together. it's just a really damn good Batman movie, and I think the best of its kind.